Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here. Well, if you're anything like me, then you are probably questioning Joe Biden's cognitive ability on a daily basis. And as you're going to see in today's report, there's a lot of questionable things that man has been doing over the past couple of years, leaving many to assume or ask the question, is there some kind of mental issue that the American people should be aware of? And it's a serious question. Well, not only that, but in today's report, I'm going to show you how China literally shoved or attempted to shove anal swabs up the U.S. diplomat's rear end. And Joe Biden sees this as an opportunity to reward China by refunding or funding the military in China. No joke. Now, before I get into the report, I want to remind you, please get on over to restrictedrepublic.com. I can't stress enough the importance of getting over to these alternative platforms because we can only say so much on these platforms. So uncensored, unrestricted content is what we put on Restricted Republic. And we've got a lot more time there to share inside information. So check it out at restrictedrepublic.com. And right now there is a 14-day free trial. You can cancel whenever you want. There's no time stipulation to that. So let's dive into, you might have heard this story, the anal swab incident over in China. Here we are on dailymail.co.uk. American diplomats in China complain they were forced to take anal swab tests for coronavirus. Washington said procedure was undignified and told the staff to refuse to take it. Beijing has since claimed the test was given in error as diplomats are exempt because that means they're giving it to their citizens. Unfortunately and sadly, China's foreign ministry spokesman denied the claims made by the U.S. official. So as with everything else in China, China is denying it, saying they were exempt from this process that we're doing to people here in China. Your diplomats were exempt. But according to the diplomats, this is exactly what happened. And so what does Joe Biden do? Does he slap more restrictions down on China? Does he give his BFF Xi Jinping a call and say, hey, don't do this? Nope, he does kind of what China would do, which is, I'm just going to ignore that and we're going to fund your military. Take a look at this article on WND.com. Gordon Chang, Biden approves financing of China's military by killing Trump's order that canceled permission for investments. Now, the article goes on to state this. China expert Gordon Chang, the author of The Coming Collapse of China and senior fellow at Gatestone Institute, points out that Biden has reversed a Trump action that prevented Americans from financing China's military. Why on earth would you reverse such an action, right? But Joe Biden did. It goes on. On January 26th, the Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Asset Controls, issued a license permitting American to continue acquiring shares in certain companies associated with literal communist Chinese military companies known as CCMCs until March 27th. The previous deadline set by the Trump administration was January 28th. Trump's order basically stopped investors subjected to wind down provisions from purchasing or possessing any shares in any company known as a CCMC, the Communist Chinese Military Companies. All right, that's what Trump did, and I really applaud him for that. But in short, here's what Chang wrote. Trump ordered Americans to stop financing China's military, the People's Liberation Army. Thank you, President Trump. There are now 44 companies on the list, including semiconductor manufacturer International Corporation, China's leading chip maker, and China's national offshore oil company, he said. But Biden's order, he said, essentially guts Trump's order, banning the investment into dozens of companies that should be off limits. Well, let's just do away with Trump's order and allow the, working of the United States with the CCMCs. In other words, they now can invest in the communist Chinese military companies. There's really no reason to do that unless you're okay with it. Communist China, who is rounding up Uyghur Muslims and Christians and Falun Gongs. I'm going to include them all because they're all a part of it and everybody ignores the other two groups, but they're all being round up, put into re-education camps where they are trained and brainwashed to be a good little communist. Also dissidents, political dissidents, and things like that. But what does Joe Biden, not all there, do? Well, he makes this statement, check this out, about Uyghur Muslims. On top of the anal swabs and funding China's military, it's almost as if he just wants to, be really close to China for some odd reason. Wink, wink, restricted republic. But Biden dismisses Uyghur genocide as part of China's different norms. So instead of completely bashing it, condemning it, and saying, I'm against this atrocity, this is genocide of the highest order. I mean, that's what I would have said. To sit there and round up people into camps, nobody really knows what's going on. We've got an issue. But Biden kind of dumbs it down and he says, well, there's different norms in China. Is that why you opened up the funding there, right? And improved financing there, that you can just stop Trump's order and say, no, it's okay. We're going to stop these Chinese sanctions. We're going to not we're going to kind of sidestep around the condemning of what's going on with the Muslims and Christians and Falun Gong. We're just going to kind of look the other way on that. Somebody's got to either say it's done on purpose and they're heading us to full-fledged communism, or maybe the guy has a very serious condition, or maybe both. I don't know. And I don't know. I'm not a medical doctor, obviously. I don't know what's going on with Biden. I just look at what he's doing and ask the question, right? It's just a question, right? But speaking of his cognitive ability, I think this is really good to watch. And this is popularpress.com. Secret Service agent leaked just how bad Biden's condition is. Take a listen in this interview of Dan Bongino with Sean Hannity in regards to Biden. Take a listen what he has to say here.
He is in real significant trouble, Joe Biden. And listen to me. Everyone around him, everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. This is the scandal that they're not telling you how bad his condition really is.
You're a former Secret Service agent. Are you saying that if we were to bring on Secret Service agents, they would confirm what you're saying? Is that,
Well, they call it the Secret Service for a reason. But I maintain a lot of contacts outside of even law enforcement. And I'm telling you, from what I've heard from people in my network, everyone knows how bad it is. Everyone.
Everyone knows how bad it is. Everyone. I don't think it's no secret out of some of the stuff that we've kind of seen lately from Joe Biden, right? This is just lately. Here we go. As reminders, you may have seen these or not, but FoxNews.com, VP Kamala Harris holds calls with foreign leaders without Biden. Wait, what? Why are you making the calls? Joe Biden's supposed to do that, but hey, here we have another one. Western Journal. Joe Biden says African Americans use Hispanics. Joe Biden says African Americans and Hispanics don't know how to use the internet. Wait, what? Yeah. And not only that, but IBTimes.com. Did Biden get caught saying, I don't know what I'm signing before I'm signing in this executive order? And here's a little clip here of him. And basically he mumbles underneath his breath, I don't know what I'm signing. And I'll leave the link in the description box below if you guys want to check it out. But here's another one on FoxNews.com. Biden was mocked for claim that we didn't have COVID-19 vaccines when he took office. And what does the fact checkers do? Instead of fact checking Joe Biden on that, they said, oh, well, Joe Biden already admitted prior that he knows the Trump administration gave it. So, we're just going to take that route as a fact checker. No, what Joe Biden said was false and it should be labeled as such. But hey, he gets multiple passes. Then we have that one, which I already showed you guys. We are literally living in Looneyville, right? With Joe Biden. I don't know. There's so many videos out there that I encourage you. Justice Knight and myself have put out many on Restricted Republic of him just being like, and you're just like, what the heck did that man just say? I have no idea. He's talking out his keister, anyway, I digress. But lots of things happening. I think what we really need to pay attention to is the fact that Joe Biden is literally, how do I say metaphorically, getting in bed with China more and more. The sanctions and things that President Trump to stop Chinese infiltration into our company have been halted by Joe Biden, such as the funding there that I showed you. And not to mention some of the other things that he's doing. He's looking the other way on the atrocities of Xi Jinping. If you were really about freedom of races and religions, why aren't we doing anything to help the Uyghur Muslims or the Falun Gongs or anything of that nature? These are truly people who are actually suffering. Why don't we try to get them into the country away from these atrocities? Instead, we're opening our borders to criminals and whoever wants to come in any way, shape, or form, completely telling the people who are doing it legally. Basically, if I was if I came in legally to the United States of America, or I wanted to come into the United States of America, I would say, well, I'll just drive or fly to the United States of America and just put myself in there, because if I do it legally, it's going to cost me a lot of money. And if I do it illegally, well, I get all of this stuff free. So why wouldn't I do it that way? So completely just there's rules in place for a reason. But when the Democrats decide not to use them, they won't. And I'm sidetracking here. But the bottom line is there is a communist infiltration of China in the United States of America. They own parts of Hollywood. They obviously have Joe Biden metaphorically in bed, as far as policies go. It's becoming more clear and evident when you're removing very critical things, such as being able to finance parts of the Communist Party, if you will. I mean, it's just crazy land that we are living in. Anyhow, with that, please don't forget to check out my partner, BioTrust. This stuff is absolutely amazing. Like I said, it's really helped my hair, my skin, and my nails. And I've mixed this stuff in my coffee every morning when I have it, because I am a big coffee drinker, and it just really adds a little bit of flavor, if you will, to my cream, and I love it. So it tastes good. But right now you can get it for up to 51% off. This is an amazing deal depending on how many you get, but check it out at healthwithlisa.com and get that essential collagen that your body needs. Anyhow, thanks again so much for tuning in here to the channel. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.